Have you heard of health anxiety? It's when you spend so much time worrying about getting ill, it can actually take over your life. Well, join me now, Jake Quickenden, who's struggled with that condition for over a decade after both his father and his brother died of cancer. And alongside Jake is our Dr Amir. And this is so understandable because of what you've been through, you know, with losing people that you loved so much in such a tragic way. It's got to affect you, of course it has.
Yeah, I think, and what I kind of realised over the past year, talking about it more, is that it affects so many people. Even at the gym that I go to, I talk to the lads, a lot of them say, mate, I'm the same. I worry every day. I get a headache and I think something's wrong with me. I find a little lump and it's not spoken about enough. And yeah, it's been over 15 years really that I've kind of had it. I think it first started, I got an infection in my hand. I fell over and it got infected and I was only young. And I thought that it was always going to happen. I was always going to get poorly from this. But then after losing my dad and my brother, and I think when you look at health anxiety, you always try and see the origin of where it came from. And for me, it was the loss of them, the trauma of losing them, thinking how fragile life is, that eventually I might get cancer and pass away from that. But obviously, there's always an origin. It could be copied behaviour, it could be trauma and everything like that. So, yeah, it's tough, but I feel like I'm dealing with it a lot better now. I'm starting to kind of understand it. And when you understand anxiety, you take the power away from it a little bit.
That's very true. But it did, at one point, kind of really dominate. It's always there.
Yeah.
You know, you don't get any peace of mind because you've got this black cloud over you.
It's always, and I try and do things to kind of stop me thinking about my health. So for me, it's going for a run or going to the gym. And when I'm doing things that I enjoy with my family and stuff like that, the thoughts out there, it's more when I'm on my own and I think, what's that? Is that a new lump? And it can take over your life and it can make you worry. And me and Soph was kind of talking about it yesterday. And I said to her, how many times do I actually mention my health, do you think, in a day? And she was like, at least 15 times. You say, oh, do you think this is, or do you think that? And I don't even realise I'm doing it anymore. And I think a lot of people out there will be able to kind of relate with that because it is so common now, especially after COVID and stuff like that. People are worried about their health. They're worried about things.
Anxiety, they just think they haven't had the right test. And one thing you said, which is really important, distraction. You know, you use exercise as a form of distraction. Really, really good. Whatever you enjoy doing, do a little bit of that. It will help with your health anxiety. If you're really, really worried, make a list of all the things you're worried about, and then on the other side of that, say why you think it's probably not those things, because you've got an irrational worry and then the rational kind of thing.
Well, that's a good idea. And that actually, somehow, sometimes you put something, whether you're writing it down, putting it in your phone or your iPad, it kind of, there's something about doing that that really helps, isn't there?
I also try now and think, I'm 34, I know I don't look about it.
You don't look at that.
I had a haircut yesterday, it took about 10 years off, I'm not even lying. But I know, I always think now, in 34 years, how many times have I been seriously ill? And I haven't. And my body has gotten over anything that has made me ill. And if you kind of make your mind stronger, so do something that kind of tests you every day, puts you in uncomfortable positions, you then train your mind to be stronger, and that's what I think I've tried to do. In 34 years, I've never been seriously ill. Everything that I have been ill, I've got over it, and that's kind of how I try and look at things now.
Well,
it doesn't help, but it does as well.
No, it does. And Dr Amir said, you know, distraction, and I have to say, you two do know each other very well indeed.
We do.
You did a brilliant thing. I think this is absolutely fantastic, Jake. When you were on Loose Women recently last year, you did an examination of your bits, of your testicles.
I'm sorry. You
and you and Dr Amir got very close.
We did. I didn't expect it either.
But that was a great thing to do. And for somebody who's so anxious about their health, for you to do that, to help other men, I just thought it was brilliant.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
He was very brave. And the one thing Jake does really well is turn health anxiety into health action. He's really fit and healthy. He exercises, you eat well, and all of those things will reduce your risk of developing anything serious.
100%.
You're a lovely man.
Thanks.
You are a lovely man. And thank you for talking about it, because I know this is going to get a huge reaction.
I hope so.
We've all had it a wee bit, let's be honest. We've all had it a wee bit, really have, especially when you go online. Step away from Dr Google.
Get away from
Just
Google.
listen to Dr Amir. That's what you have to do. And Dr Hilary, thank you both so much.
so much.
Thank you.